Hi, welcome. We're playing more Project Zomboid today. I played this game a couple of times on my channel and I want to play more. I cannot stop thinking about it. Like this game consumed my brain, which is fitting because it's zombie survival game and very difficult one as well. As you can see, we're starting today with making a new character, and if you watched previous video, you may think, where did previous character go? She died, obviously. I just started exploring this game and exploring maps also. I just see places that look interesting and I go there. With my previous character, her name was Gabrina Carpenter. I want to check out one place that looked interesting and was really close to where she lived. It was green on the map, and green is supposed to be retail places, but I'm still not sure what kind of retail place it is, like what they selling. Logs? Do they say logs? It just looks like three trailers in a big fenced-in area with a bunch of logs also in there. So, I don't know what that place is. It also had a lot of bunnies in that fenced-in area. Do they sell bunnies? Anyways, I wanted to check it out, and I went there with Gabrina. It did not have that many zombies. Okay, when I play anything that more than one is too many zombies, but those zombies was spread out enough that you can fight them one or two at a time. But I am me, and I did that thing again when I panic and move my mouth randomly, so zombies took a chunk out of her. She was bitten, she was injured in many places, and the way she got inside of that yard with bunnies, by jumping over a very tall fence. And then when she was weak and beaten and all kinds of messed up, she could not jump again to get back out. So I was trying to fight the zombies. One of them started taking bites out of her feet. Our girl Gabrina died in a very painful way. And also after she died and turned into zombie, different zombies that whole time was banging on the gate into that fenced-in area actually broke the gate. Could have been very helpful while she was still alive, but oh well. That all was in the past. Today we're starting with new character. I named her Hope Carpenter. She's Gabrina's sister, and she's going to go on an adventure to find her sister and unfortunately to also kill her sister. I made Hope basically the same character as Gabrina. She's a carpenter and she has big stomach because I needed points to make her carpenter, but I guess it runs in the family. I went back to that same fenced-in yard with her. I was trying to be very extremely careful with zombies. And Hope was using a garden hoe as a weapon. And yes, she found her sister and killed her sister. What a depressing way to start her life as a survivor. This is also my first time killing my own character. It's symbolic in a way, killing past version of yourself that made many mistakes that you definitely not going to make. I'm definitely going to make the same mistakes. I wanted to lure zombies out of that yard. It felt safer to fight them outside on the road than inside of the yard. Maybe I was still just not over dying inside of that yard. It was kind of difficult to lure them in because they would come close to the gate and start just banging on the gate, despite the fact that there is like a hole in the wall next to it. So eventually Hope had to go inside of the yard. Got some good boots from one of the zombies, so that was nice. Actually, one achievement her already deceased sister made before dying is figure out farming a little bit. I realized that you can use a kitchen knife on a vegetable or probably fruit. I don't know, I only had vegetables, and get seeds of that vegetable that way. And I figured it out by accident, just staring into the crafting menu screen, looking for something else. Maybe I should stare at it more. I she got seeds of cucumber and jalapeno and planted those, as well as a couple of random herbs that I just found while testing foraging mechanic. So yeah, we have a tiny, very tiny for now garden, but it felt nice to finally plant something, and I realized that watering those plants is going to be very annoying. I tried to water them using a water bottle and a kettle in her inventory. They take more water than I would expect it. So now I'm also on the lookout for a watering can, or maybe just a bucket, just anything that can hold more water than kettle. So yeah, Hope made her way through this store a max yard. I don't know what that means. Just kind of taking out one zombie at a time. This guy, I'm not sure that he was still functioning zombie. He didn't move at all. He did make a lot of noise. She was standing facing that zombie, but it sounded like he's breathing into her left ear. right here. That's where I made another mistake. Yep, that's where she got bitten, or not bitten. She got the laceration. Honestly, I did the exact same thing of just not aiming my mouse correctly. She got the laceration. I bandaged that. I think later I will also disinfect that. I had some alcohol wipes with her. By the time she took out the last zombie in this yard, it was already 10, so I decided to just stay there and sleep there. It sounded pretty quiet, so I decided that it's a fine place to sleep. She had a laceration on her chest that was bleeding, not a very good state to be in. Because I disinfected it, she was also in a lot of pain. I used some of the painkillers that she had on her, or rather took from her sister's dead body. And then I just decided to sleep there. I decided to put her to sleep, but then she woke up from being agitated, like she was in extreme panic, and I could not figure out why. I thought maybe she's scared of it being complete darkness, and she was refusing to sleep after that. So the rest of this night was spent with a flashlight in her hand, just reading various magazines, flipping through picture books with cats, and just staring at random flyers that I found in this house, and newspapers also. I didn't realize that this game has newspapers that you can actually read as a player. It says that this is a recent newspaper, but it says July 5th, 1993. It means that this game is set in 1993. Also found a flyer advertising a homeward real estate. I assume this is a game's way to guide player to good houses, but you also open this location on the map. She read the gardening magazines, learned plants in season for some plants. That was pretty helpful. I now think that I should have took it with me to keep in the house for other characters that will potentially be needed in the future. In the morning, when it started getting a bit lighter outside, I finally went into the main building. I assume it's main building, the building where it says Store Amax, wherever that is. I don't know what kind of store this is. I'm confused. I cannot figure that out. It just looks like somebody's office, honestly. I'm just going to assume that they sell either logs or bunnies, or both. I found another newspaper talking about Nox virus with a picture of a zombie. I assume, maybe this is fine that she's agitated. Imagine reading those newspapers after you just had to kill your zombified sister. Now you're bleeding out of your chest and trying to scavenge some supplies. I did found some painkillers and other meds in their bathroom. And I think it was the only, between that and gardening magazines, it was the only useful things in here. Then I got distracted by bunnies. I thought, maybe if I catch a bunny and that's going to be her pet, she's not going to be as sad, which kind of works if your character has a sad moodlet and you pet a bunny, sad moodlet goes away. I decided to catch a bunny and take it home, and now I feel bad about it. I feel like a horrible person, but yeah, I made her pick up a baby bunny and she just put it in her pocket and took it home. Also, because I am dumb, I just opened the gate to that area where bunnies were contained and walked away. So now all of the bunnies that were inside of that area just running around in the forest. While she was walking home through the forest, I was just using foraging mod or search mod to level up her foraging skill. I don't actually know what foraging skill does, what it gives you on a higher levels. She was finding some bugs, sticks, stones, animal skulls, and because foraging skill goes up just from walking like that, you don't even need to pick up those stuff. I thought that it was a good thing to do while she's walking through the forest, which she does a lot because this house is inside of the forest. I had a brilliant idea of going back and picking up adult bunny so I can bring another bunny home, and that bunny would be that little bunny's mom. But catching bunnies when they outside of that fenced-in area with just your bare hands, I don't think that's possible. I did, however, made her to walk in random direction, just following the road. I don't know what I was hoping to find there. I found 2 zombies. They were probably as confused to see me as I them. They were just kind of standing in the middle of the road. There was nothing around them, no buildings, nothing. And then I got scared by sound of her leveling up foraging. I don't know why that sound is so loud and obnoxious. But hey, she's leveled up, so that's great. After bringing home everything that she found, just random berries and stones and 2 animal skulls, some nice decorations. Girls love their little trinkets. I decided to finally go and look at the school. I've been intrigued by the school building and also on the way to maybe loot more houses. By that point in time, she was getting queasy for no reason. Like, she would be queasy even if there is no dead bodies around her or anything. She just was permanently queasy and agitated. She was also getting tired. And I thought maybe that's tiredness. Maybe that's because she's tired. She needs to rest and then all of those moodlets will just go away. So I tried to give her some good food and then she started taking damage. And I just could not figure out why she's taking damage because like her laceration is fine, the bandage is clean, it's disinfected. I decided to put her to sleep and her agitated moodlet turned into at breaking point moodlet. It says you at your limit, this can't go on. Like, is she dying from being scared? Like, what is happening? I thought maybe she's queasy because her clothing covered in blood and she's covered in blood. So I decided to wash her clothing. Like, I was panicking. Like, she's panicking and I was panicking. That flashing heart thing about her health was also not helping my panic. So I washed her and her clothes and I decided to dry them in the oven. That sounds like a very bad idea, but I thought that it will dry faster if it's warm. And I don't know if it actually worked because yeah, her clothes eventually dried, but I don't know if it actually dried faster in the turned on oven or it just dried because time passed. I wanted her to sleep more because I was still thinking that maybe it's tiredness, maybe that she cannot sleep for more than 3 hours at a time. She kind of reminds me of me. Stressed, panic all the time, cannot sleep for more than 3 hours at a time. So I gave her sleeping pills. While I was waiting for sleeping pills to kick in, I thought, oh, maybe I raised her carpentry skill and made her disassemble doors. I was honestly surprised that no zombies came to investigate this house because the sound of her disassembling door was so loud. After a relaxing bedtime routine of disassembling doors, she slept more. She slept actually past noon. I don't know if it was a really good idea to make her sleep for that long and also did not help. When she woke up, she was still nauseous and at breaking point and also sad. So I took her police jacket out of the oven, her dry police jacket out of the oven, picked fight with a couple of more zombies. One of them had a hatchet, so I decided to make it her new weapon. Zombies that had a hatchet in their shoulder looked like they were a teacher from the school. I fought a zombie in a very fancy dress next to this house that I didn't looted before, so I decided to go in. Disassembled door to the basement. That flashing heart is so distracting, honestly, especially when you don't know how to help her. This basement had some pretty useful materials, but nothing that I needed immediately. Outside she fought another zombie that had key to this house, really helpful. Inside of this house I found a bottle of whiskey and I thought maybe it would help with her mood. Like, maybe she just sad and not actually slowly turning into zombie. Yes, at this point I was kind of suspecting that she's turning into zombie because there is no other reason for her to be losing health. There is no reason for her to be nauseous. There is no reason for her to be agitated. But I was still kind of hoping that maybe she's not. Maybe she's just depressed. And I decided to medicate that by drinking whiskey. Did not help, just made her drunk. See, here's the thing. I thought that only bites can turn you into zombie. But because the state of this character, I started being suspicious and I decided to look it up. And apparently bites just have you 100%, like it's guaranteed that you turn into zombie. But even scratches and lacerations can get you infected with zombie virus just with lower percentage. I don't actually remember what scratches, like less than 10% and laceration is like a 20 or something. And I think that one single wound, that one laceration that she got practically immediately upon starting her life. I think she's infected and I think she's turning into a zombie and that's why she's on edge and nauseous and losing health for no reason. Because all of that is supposed to be signs of zombification. She thought a group of 3 zombies. I think this is my biggest one yet. Which sounds really pathetic, but hey, this is achievement for me. Inside of that house where all of those zombies hanging out around, I found a couple more vegetables. I think think I found a squash and an eggplant. For some reason, I could not use a kitchen knife on them to get seeds. So now I'm confused about that. Maybe her sister had a level of gardening that allowed her to do that? Or maybe you cannot do that specifically on squash and eggplant for some reason. And after that, I finally walked towards school. When I first spawned in this save with the first characters, school seemed like a very populated place. I was afraid to even come close to it. Now it seems like zombies are kind of migrated and there is no one around the school. There is some across the street in that bigger houses across the street from the school, and eventually I'll go there, but I'm really curious about what I can find on the inside of the school, and I actually found more than I expected. The first room I walked into, I just smashed the window to get inside. I think like a cafeteria. Nothing really interesting there except tarp. I don't know what tarp would be used for in the future, but it seems like it would be useful. I was kind of looking for trash bags. That's why I was checking trash cans, because I was still thinking about rainwater collectors. Found another flyer advertising annual bake sale in the Muldra Ladies Commite. I love English spelling with all my heart. And it has like a church in the picture, so it's like, and it also shows you that place on the map, and kind of interesting. Like I immediately wanted to go there. I don't know why, for what reason. It just seemed like it would be a fun place to base in. So I was just slowly walking around the school, trying to stay alert for more zombies, but it seemed pretty quiet. I found stairs to the basement and was surprised by how big school basement was. Now I'm like, wow, this school would make a great base, and it's kind of already partially surrounded by fence, and it has 2 layers of basement, storage rooms, a bathroom inside of the basement, more trash cans without trash bags. One of the storage rooms had food, like non-perishable food. Another one had sports equipment. One of the sports equipment was metal baseball bat. I like immediately considered swapping to it. At this point, I'm pretty sure that I'm losing hope. Like in humanity, of course, but also Hope, the character in the game. I don't know how soon she will become a zombie. My previous characters got bitten a lot, but none of them like went through the whole process of zombification. They would just die of natural causes. Yes, me being in control of them is a natural cause of death. So here is what we're going to do. I dropped all of her stuff. Yes, this is individual pieces of ham on the floor. I did question my decision of putting ham on the floor. I didn't realize that she's just going to like sprinkle individual pieces, but oh well. I took a metal baseball bat from the school basement. Just going to go smash some zombies. What else left to do? I've been hearing this zombie for a while. They fancy, they have so much jewelry on them and a comb. That's how you go to school? I think I hear more. He's not that fancy. Do you have trash bags in here? Finally. Why is there a book in the trash can? Okay, actually going to take garbage bag and put it in that room where I left rest of her stuff. There is a car in front of the school. Maybe I should check that out. Aha! Oh no. They scratched her neck. Her heart stopped flashing. She's not taking damage anymore. So was she zombified? Was she actually dying this whole time? Or I'm just stupid and didn't notice something? I just found magazine called Medieval Blacksmithing in the school. I'm definitely going to come here for books. There is a zombie outside of the window. So I'm just sneaking around this classroom. I found another garbage bag though. Slowly moving towards crafting water collectors. I just found a garbage bag with a fishing rod without a line in it and a worn shovel. That's one interesting garbage. I don't actually know if she got zombified or that zombie just took a chunk out of her and that's why she died. I just realized that zombified moodlet says sudden attraction to gunshots, house alarms and human flesh. Well, that's Adventures of Hope Carpenter for you. Tragic that her first ever injury that was not even a bite infected her. I think infected her. In the next video, we're going to follow a different member of Carpenter family because I still did not made the rainwater collectors. Also, I hope this video was not too boring, weird, because the most of it is voiced over afterwards. I usually do prefer just talk as I play. I just been feeling really out of it lately. A bit ill, agitated, sad.